Hi everyone, Pomi here, and welcome back to another tournament video. Today I challenged myself to upgrade these old BX bays with the newest parts from the CX releases of Beyblade X. I'm super excited to go ahead and get into my deck that I use for this tournament today, so let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? The first bay in my deck is Shark Edge on 455 Underneedle. 455 is one of the new ratchets that came with the CX Bay Wizard Arc, and it is currently the lowest ratchet that we have as of recording. Combining this ratchet with Underneedle, which is also the lowest bit that we currently have in X, will allow Shark Edge's blade to smack opponents and snipe ratchets like it's never been able to in the past. Just look at how quickly it knocked out Wizard Rod in this test footage. I was inspired to use this bay because I saw this video by a YouTuber named Casual Blader X. They made this combo look like a ton of fun to use, so be sure to check them out. My next bay is a stamina combo with Unicorn Sting on 960 Low Orb. Low Orb is the newest stamina bit that also came from Wizard Art, and it allows for Unicorn to avoid burst finishes from low attackers with its low height. I put the blade on 960 to all but guarantee that Unicorn will not burst at all in this tournament, so we'll see how that holds up. My third and final bay is the ever so present Cobalt Dragoon. The CX part that I put it on is 660, which is the ratchet that came with Duran Brave. I believe that with the more even shape of 660, Cobalt Dragoon will have even more stability than it used to on 560. And of course, I threw it on Elevate, which is the go-to part that most people use on Cobalt Dragoon. This bay is great for destabilizing Wizard Rod and outspinning it by spin stealing. And with that, that is all the bays I have in my deck for today. Let's go ahead and see how they competed, shall we? For my first match, I was put up against Koroko. I apologize if I mispronounced that. My first battle had my Shark against their Roar Tyranno on what appears to be Rush. And with a light tap at the beginning sealing the match, Tyranno self-KO'd, giving me 2 points. Next up is my Unicorn against their Impact Drake on Taper. And with a nice parry from Unicorn, we managed to knock Drake into the Extreme Zone. The third battle has my Dragoon against their Nightmail on Flat. Unfortunately, the looseness of my 660 ratchet really showed here as my Dragoon got burst immediately. That makes the score now 5-2. After shuffling our decks, I decided to try and play it a bit more safe, opting for Unicorn to start with. Things were looking pretty good there, until my Unicorn started to lean a bit too much. Oh well, it's just a spin finish. The next battle has another rematch with my Dragoon against their Nightmail. Let's hope I have some better luck this time. Dragoon really seems dead set on disappointing me today, huh? Well, this means that I must put my faith into the star of the show, Shark Edge. And with an explosive parry, Shark Edge uses sharp contact points to send Tyranno Roar flying into the pocket, winning me my first match. My second match has me up against Jonathan. And let me just tell you now, this match was really sad for me. I think that this match really shows off the weaknesses of my deck fairly well. First off, as you can see, Unicorn really just can't afford to take center against a bay as heavy as Phoenix Wing. It may be pretty well balanced in defense and stamina, but that's always going to have its limits. The next battle shows that 455 can be a bit of a hit or miss ratchet at times. Since it's a single piece ratchet like 385, it has a set burst resistance. This leads to otherwise avoidable burst finishes from bays that Shark normally can beat. And finally with Dragoon, well, this one's actually entirely on me. I'm not really used to using left spin bays, especially like Dragoon, so it was just a skill issue that I lost a wizard here. And with all that being said, I totally got creamed this match, but let's see how I did for round 3. My third match has me up against Digimaster, who is pretty much always getting top 3 in our tournaments. The first battle has my Unicorn against his Tyrannobeat on 570 Rush. I think that's 570. Unicorn was really doing great, until it wasn't. I really had hope that Unicorn would tank all of Tyranno's hits, but alas, it was burst. The second battle has my Shark against his Dragoon on Elevate. Sheesh, that left liner was doing crazy work for Dragoon. Just look at it go. And even though it did burst, my Shark was technically in the pocket first, which actually gave Digimaster the points. It's not looking good for me going into the third battle, but luckily it was my Dragoon against his Wizard Rod. This time I made sure not to soft launch Dragoon like I did in my last battle against a Wizard. And thankfully it paid off. Finally, some points on the board. After shuffling, I decided to start with Shark as Digimaster started with Wizard Rod. And looking good as ever, Shark smacked Wizard Rod into the pocket. For the next battle, we have a Dragoon versus Dragoon matchup. Try to keep up with this one. Sadly, my Dragoon ended up being the one knocked into the pocket. For the third battle, it's once again my Unicorn against his Tyrannobeat. And sadly, Unicorn's defense was just not enough once again, as it gets knocked into the extreme pocket, costing me the match. Alright, so for round 4 Swiss, there was actually a dropout, so I got a buy for that, which is pretty interesting. I actually low-key needed it, so I'm currently 2-2 on my record. So if I win this next round coming up, I probably will make it to top 8. So wish me luck. My final match of Swiss has me up against Dominic. I started off the match with my Shark as Dominic started with his Wizard Rod on Disc Ball. And despite the matchup, my Shark somehow self-KO'd into the extreme pocket. Like, come on, man. Well, anyways, the second battle has my Dragoon against his Phoenix Rider on Gear Point. This was a really tough call to make in real time, so I don't blame the judge for calling this a burst finish. Well, we're down once again, but let's see if I can make the comeback. Next up is my Unicorn against Dominic's defensive Durand Buster on Hexa. Another close call, and luckily it was in my favor. The next match is a rematch between my Shark and his Wizard Rod. And this is exactly what I expected from the first battle. Nice work, Shark. For the fifth battle, we have my Unicorn against his Phoenix. And with a single hit, we got a lucky self-KO, making the scores neck and neck. For the final battle to set the score once and for all, we have my Dragoon against his Durand Buster. And, well, there you go. That was the final climactic battle. Oh, I was so close to getting there too. Oh, it was so sad. Well, with a loss like that, it pretty much costed me my chances of getting into top 8. It was so heartbreaking in the moment whenever I lost there. I was down 0-5 and I came all the way back from being 6-5 just to lose at the very end. It was so sad. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what this whole thing is all about. You know, running a deck like this, it isn't always about having the most meta-breaking, the most consistent deck in the world. For me, it's really just about trying something new that I haven't tried before and that I've always been wanting to try. Something that people maybe are not really afraid to run, but more unwilling to run because they don't want to lose without their trusty wizard rod on their side. But overall, I mean, this tournament was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the combos that I put up for today. I definitely plan on using that shark one in the future. It was so fun seeing how it just knocked out wizard rods like that today. But, of course, really in the next tournament that I'm going to be running, look forward to seeing the return of an old friend. An old purple friend, maybe. Maybe not exactly Rhino Horn, but I'm definitely going to be running the newest Beyblade release. What is it called? Rhino Reaper? I'm super excited for that to come out. Look forward to seeing videos like that in the future. The return of Pomi Rhino. I know, it's crazy, it's crazy. I didn't think it was going to happen, but here we are. But that's about it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.